even if I'd never done anything to give it more warmth, make it more familiar, more personal. I took it just as it was, as did my boyfriend when it was assigned to him, freshly cleaned by the university. The walls were painted white, the furniture Spartan but comfortable, an armchair for reading, a study where he worked. It was a house where I managed to rest well. Every once in a while, he said to me, "You should buy some knickknacks." But even that was nothing but a word. What does a knickknack look like? When he sent me the photos of the house to entice me to join him, I made the same assessment as other people. "Looks really cute." "You'll like it," he kept saying, and, in fact, I did like it. So the girl could look around all she wanted, but she wouldn't find anything strange to feed her gaze. "Would you like some tea?" I asked her. It had become my speciality. I spent a lot of time choosing tea at the market and a lot of time preparing it. Before I got pregnant, it had never occurred to me to think of tea as a possible beverage. Or maybe before moving here. Now it's not just a beverage, but an experience, an intellectual emptying, another act of abandonment to accompany my state of infirmity. The Meeden market was full of tisanes, loose dried herbs sniffed from burlap bags or metal containers, aromatic teas rich in history, teas that spoke of distant places. I gave myself up docilely to an idea of exoticism that had never seduced me before, but if maternity manuals were the alternative, then submission was all right by me. "Whatever," the girl said. I prepared the tea, placed it on the table between us. "Is green jasmine okay?" I asked her. "Fine," she said. "Sugar?" "Okay." The girl's brusque manner was beginning to irritate me. It wasn't up to me to explain to her how much life history could be hidden in a cup of tea. Maybe it was her youth that kept her from being contaminated by all that had come before her. And yet she wasn't much younger than I was, even though the gap had opened more substantially as soon as I'd become the professor's girlfriend, or once my womb had borne proof that history existed. But the girl, despite her dismissive comments about the tea, had come to talk about the past. "I was a student of the professor's," she said to me. "Okay," I responded, to show I could keep up. "Has he ever spoken about me?" "Frankly, I don't know. You're not the only girl to have been his student." "It was more than that," she explained. It was clear what she wanted to tell me. I pretended not to understand. "The professor and I had a thing," she continued. "We've all had things," I wanted to say. No. Unfortunately, that's not true. I thought of that reply many minutes later, and the mere fact that I didn't think of it quickly enough made it seem particularly brilliant. I spent a few seconds meditating on the girl's words without saying anything. Her tone seemed to suggest exactly that suspended atmosphere, and for lack of a quick retort, I followed her lead. "Is there a reason I should know this?" I asked. "Yes," she said. "That's what I'm here for." My boyfriend and I had met 14 months earlier in Meeden. I was on vacation, and he had moved here some time before that. We were both from the same country. We spent 2 weeks together. It was love at first sight. Or perhaps it was the complicity of two kids a little off balance in a foreign land, even though that may be a romantic way of putting it, considering that he had already been living in Meeden for a while, with the prospect of a solid future, and his schedule already planned for the new academic year. I could have sincerely claimed culture shock, as I really was a tourist, with no goal at the time and nothing to do either in Meeden or elsewhere. So as we were toking up in a tent under the starry sky,